Welcome to DVD Construction with Dustin and Skyler. Today we're going to show you how to install rain gutters on a house, and we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, so first you want to set up, when you're pouring your concrete, you want to set up this plastic piece here. That way it drains out to the street. Otherwise, you're gonna have too much water build up around the house. So when you're doing concrete, you wanna make sure you have site drainage. And then when you are figuring out where to place it, you set up this assembly here. That way you know how far to space your drain from the wall. And as you can see right there, fits perfectly, looks good, it's out of the way, and then it goes up like that. So now we got to make this connection here. This pipe was placed here just to set the drain in the concrete. Now that we're ready to finish the system, we can install the correct size drain spout. And just to give you an idea where this drains to, it goes underground. We installed this at the beginning of the job, under all the landscaping, out into the street through this pipe here. We replaced that slab of concrete, and our new pipe goes underneath there. We cored a hole into the curb, and that's how all of our drainage from the backyard drains to the street. So back to the downspout. Grab that small piece right there. We've already used this piece to cut and fit. Let's go ahead and put that up in there. You see how it fits. Make sure you line the arrows the direction of the water flow. That arrow right there, that's the flow of the water.
There's an arrow right here.
So he's holding it in place right there, and as you can see, there's a 6-inch gap. And instead of adding a coupler to this riser, I'd rather replace it with a new piece. So I'm gonna hold it here. And here's a marker. Grab this marker real quick, and then place a mark after I line up the bottom. So here I am now, lining up the bottom. That's where it's gonna sit. So now you can put a mark where I'm gonna make the cut.
Oh, and we're gonna cut it up here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's gonna cover that little lip, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So now we know the location of the cut. We can make this cut and come back and install it. Okay, so here we are at the cutting station. We have our piece of pipe that we want to cut at the black mark. Now we want to set up the saw. First thing we want to do is set it to 0 degrees. So
you want to push this button in,
okay,
and then it'll rotate the whole thing, and you just let go of the button, and it should lock in place at 0. And that way we know that we're getting a straight cut. Then we want to get this button, or this little thing, out of here, so that way
there you go.
this thing will raise up
And down. So now you're ready for your cut. You want to line up the pipe flush with the back of that fence. And then I'm gonna hold this side up a little bit just so that it's not hanging. That's why I'm holding that up. He's making sure it's tight against that rail. And then act like you're making a cut without pressing the handle, just so you line up the, there you go. And just to be safe, let's make our cut a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So like right about there. Okay. And then whenever you're cutting, you want to cut, you don't want to just chop it down real fast. You want to do a slow, even cut. You know, you don't want to just do a quick chop.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and make the cut. Holding the side. Nice clean cut, a little bit longer than what we needed, but sometimes it's easier to make a second cut if needed, rather than being too short. And just clean out the little bits around the edges. Now we're ready to go install. Okay, we're back with our cut piece here, and now we're ready to go ahead and assemble it on the wall. Now we put in a couple supports from last time. Now that we're going higher, we need to add at least one more support at the top for that 90 degrees fitting. So let's go ahead and put the piece of pipe in place, Skylar, and we'll line it up. Okay, so right around there. Go here, put a little dot at the center line. Pull the pipe away. Okay, so we're back here. We made the mark on the wall, the little dot. So we want to place the support in line with it. There's a little bit of wiggle room. There you go. Looks good. That looks good. Or a little bit to the right. Yeah, there you go. Good right there. When you see the siding suck in like that, you don't want to go anymore because you could possibly break the siding. So just a snug fit is good. And let's put the pipe back in place. Test it out. Okay, and let's see the other piece right there. So as you can see right here, it's really loose, this joint at the top, and a way to get this joint tighter is to add some tape around it to make that joint tighter. So let's add some tape to that. Do you have it?
No, I don't.
Okay. Here it is. Okay. Here's the tape. So around this, let's put about three rounds of tape around it. It's gonna make it a little bit stiffer so the fitting stays on there. It's just a little tip. Some people use caulking or glue or whatever, but I find that this works well. That way, if you ever need to take it off later, it's not too hard. So put that on there and see if it's still loose or if it's okay. See, there you go. Now it even holds by itself, and now we don't have to worry about it. So push that upwards, make that connection tight, and you just want to make sure the angles are nice. You don't want like a big gap at the bottom and a small gap at the top. So there. So then that looks good. It's all tight. Nothing's gonna move. It's all firm. This is all firm. It's all firm. Now let's go down below, see what we've got to make the final connection. Okay, so we have this last double elbow, and yeah, you can just kind of force it in there. Go. When everything is nice and firm, then we'll go back up top into that nice fit. Now go back up top, make sure everything is looking good. The pipe should be flush against the wall as much as possible to be out of the way. The only time it should 45 is when you're making this connection, and as you can see, it pulled apart a little bit. So we just want to push that back together, make a firm connection. And this connection looks a little bit loose. Let's pull that out and add a roll, some tape right here.
Okay.
That way it doesn't pull out. So let's put 2 rolls around that. And that's going to help keep the joints together. I want to keep the tape on the side towards the opening so that nothing shows after the final installation. Hide your work, make sure it looks clean. So that black tape is pointing down. Yep. Okay, so that's nice and tight. That's nice and tight. Let's go back down there, make sure everything fits right. There we go. Our pipe is directly into the hole where it should be. It's gonna drain perfectly. And that's it. Okay, now we're getting ready to mark where to install the gutters. This side we're gonna put a mark at 5.5 inches from the bottom of the fascia, and put a mark 5.5 inches on each side of that fascia. A little dot is good. That'll be the high point. It's gonna go to the left, and then back to the downspout we just installed. So right there, 6 inches. We're pre-assembling the corner on the ground. It's just a little bit easier. You just butt the edge of the gutter and the corner piece together. Then you put the outside clamp on. After that's in,
Clean out the rest of the gutter.
we'll finish this real quick.
That's what that was.
Put that in and clip this, unclip that right there, unclip it, there you go, and then clip that underneath it, pull it, there you go, unclip it, there you go. Yeah, we'll unclip that so we can see underneath it off of both sides. A little bit more. There you go. Okay, so now you can see the bottom. Here, hold the video. Yeah. You want to center it so that it doesn't leak. Just start from the beginning. Okay, so here we go. These two pieces butt up like that. You want to put the outside clamp on first. Get everything in place. Once everything's in place, the clamp's in the middle. Now you can put the inner clamp in. There you go. And the last step is the outer clamp. There we go. We have a waterproof corner joint.
Nice.
Good?
That's good.
Okay. We're nice and flush down here. That looks good.
It goes past the line a little bit, but
That's
it
good.
still leaves the hole open, so we're good.
So now we can work on turning this corner. Since this is a long run from here to there, we'll go ahead and use a full piece. Preload your supports before you get on the ladder. It'll make it easier once you're working up there. You want to space these out at 20 inches on center. It doesn't have to be exact when it's on the ground. Okay. And that's the finished product. You could see the flow going from the right to the left. And then as the gutter continues left, you can see how the flow goes downward towards the left-hand side. And the absolute low point of the gutter is at the downspout, coming against the wall, flush against the wall, down to your storm drain that goes out to the city.